Hello. So you've probably heard that sitting is considered the new smoking. It's not so good for us, especially since we're doing so much of it. So today I thought we'd take a few minutes, not long, to stretch out our legs and regain that length and that loose, supple feeling in our legs. So please join me lying on your mat. You can lie on your back with your legs extended. Just relax your arms by your sides, and we'll actually start to take both knees up towards the chest. You can give them a little hug, and first start by getting your toes wiggling. See if you can get them separating from each other a bit, and then eventually circle your ankles a few times in each direction. As we start to mobilize all of the joints in our legs, you can point and flex the feet a few times if you like, and then go ahead and extend the left leg back out on your mat. Relax your arms by your sides, and you're going to take full leg circles with your right leg. So taking the bent knee across the body, extending the leg, opening the straight leg out to the side, and bending to come back in. And eventually switch the direction of those circles when you're ready. Now this is your full range of motion, whatever that looks like for you. And the pace, you decide as well. When you're finished and you decide that, just go ahead and rest your right leg back down on the mat and notice how it feels compared to your left. And then we'll take the left leg up and do the same thing. Full leg circles, so this wakes up the knee and the hip joints in the body. When you're ready to, you can switch the direction of your circles. Any cracking or popping that you hear is fine, but avoid pain. Anything that feels painful, that's a sign to change your movement, making it smaller, slower, whatever is going to work for you. Eventually letting that left leg come to rest next to the right. Noticing how the legs feel just by those simple movements to mobilize the joints. And when you're ready, you can bring the knees back up into your chest and start to rock forward and back a few times. And eventually rock yourself up to sit, bringing the feet all the way around to one side. Of course, feel free to sit up another way if rocking up does not work for you. So go ahead and bring the hands a little ways in front of your shoulders. When you're on all fours, tuck your toes and lift up into a downward facing dog. And go ahead here and just feel free to move. Move in whatever way feels good to you. Maybe that's alternating heels to the floor. Maybe it's a few spinal waves or movements of some sort to loosen up through the upper body a little bit. Maybe it's circling into the hips, just whatever feels good to you. And then when you feel ready, come towards more of a stillness in your downward facing dog. And as you inhale, lift both heels up, really press the balls of the feet into the floor. And as you exhale, lower those heels down. And again, inhale to lift up. Exhale to lower down. One more time here as we stretch the soles of the feet. And lower. From here, go ahead and lift your right leg up a little bit. Cross the right foot over the left and really press that right heel away as you bend your left knee to get a beautiful stretch through your calf muscle. Go ahead and come back to center, back to your full downward facing dog, and then lift the left leg up, crossing it over, pressing that left heel away to really lengthen through the left calf. And eventually come back to your full downward facing dog. When you're ready, step the left foot just a little bit closer to the right, and on an inhale, really slowly and fully extend your right leg up towards the sky. You can bend the knee and start to draw that right heel across to the left, opening up the hip. So you stack your right hip on top of your left. Notice your hands press evenly still into both hands instead of a tendency to really lean off to the left. Go ahead and bring the hips back to parallel. Inhale, extend back one more time, really open up. Exhale, draw the knee towards the chest, and then bring your foot all the way up in between your hands. Good, go ahead and drop that back knee, and when you feel stable through the feet, come on up. All right, from here, we're gonna feel into the stretch for our left hip flexor as we inhale and open the front of the body. Exhale, bring the palms to touch, reaching out in front of you as you lean back, lifting the toes on your right foot. A little bit of a balance challenge. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale and open, stretch into that back hip flexor, and exhale, sink back as you stretch the right hamstrings. Inhale and open one more time. Exhale, sink back. Good. Last time here that we'll open. And then exhale. This time come all the way forward and just hold that stretch for your right hamstrings. Drawing the toes towards you. Imagine the heel is trying to pull like a magnet up into the right hip. A magnet that's being blocked. And then from here, come forward. And we'll inhale, sweep the arms up, get a little bit deeper into that left hip flexor. One more breath here. And then if you want to, you can tuck the toes and lift the back knee up. Otherwise, bring the hands to the floor and lift up that way. We're going to turn that back foot in and down, aiming to line up the heel of the right foot with the arch of that left foot. And then when you're stable through the feet, come on up. Both legs straight here. We're going to reach the arms out. Inhale, take a breath, and then exhale, reach, really hinge forward, letting your right hip tuck under, that left hip reach back, and then lower that right hand down anywhere along the leg that it feels comfortable. And if you'd like, you can bring your left arm up to the sky in triangle pose. Hopefully feeling a big stretch down this right side. Feel your left heel kind of pressing out and away. When you're ready, inhale to come up. And we're going to turn that right foot back to face forward and exhale, sink down into Skandasana on the left side. So this could be any height. You might be up here. You might come all the way down, lifting those right toes up off the floor. Completely up to you. Your call. Hands can be wherever they're comfortable. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, come back around, pivot into a forward-facing lunge with the back knee lifted if that feels okay. And then when you're ready, step that right leg back. Come back into your downward facing dog. Pause here for a couple of breaths. Really reach the tops of the thighs back and up as you reach your heels towards the floor. We're going to do all of that on the left side now. So we're going to inhale, slowly lift that left leg up, and then open the hip, stacking the left on top of the right. Still pressing evenly into both hands. When you're ready, come back to parallel. Inhale and reach back, really lengthen, and then exhale. Take your time to slowly step forward. So feel free to help your foot along with your hand. Just take it slow and in stages, whatever works for you. We're going to lower that back knee and come on up. Finding our stability here, our balance, a stretch for that back hip flexor as we inhale and open, sinking into that stretch a little bit more, and then exhale, come forward, lifting the left toes off the mat in a half split. Inhale, low Anjaneyasana, Uttanasana. Half split, half monkey. One more time like this. Feel free to follow your own breath rhythm. And the next time we come back into that hamstring stretch, we'll hold, bringing the hands all the way to the floor. Good. Again, feel your toes lifting up towards you, and that heel isometrically trying to draw back towards the hip. When you're ready, we're going to bring the toes back to the floor and reach the arms up one more time. And it depends on how you're feeling today, whether you lift from here to come to stand or use your hands to help you along. And I'm just going to switch sides here so you don't get my backside. We're going to turn that back heel in and down, standing tall with the heel of the left foot lined up with the arch of the right. So both legs straight, reach the arms out wide, take a breath. Exhale, really lengthen the spine as the hips move in the opposite direction, finding yourself in Trikonasana. Really pressing the feet into the floor. So again, that back heel is sort of pressing out and back, while our inner heel isometrically draws inward. One more breath here. And then on your next inhale, come on up, turning the left toes to face forward and coming down into your variation of Skandasana on the other side. And then when you're ready, slowly come on up. We're just going to come to halfway this time, standing tall, both feet either facing directly forward or maybe even slightly pigeon-toed. Take a breath and reach up. Feel the length in the upper body. And then as you exhale, hinge forward into a fold. Bringing the hands to the floor if you can, bending the knees as much as you need to get those hands down. We're going to place one hand on the floor and on an inhale, open up into a twist. Pressing both legs into the floor evenly. On an exhale, come back to center, switch hands, and inhale, open up to the other side. On an exhale, come back to center when you're ready, and then pivot to face back to bring the left foot forward and come back into your downward facing dog. Just a couple breaths here. Again, really finding that length in the backs of the legs. And then on an exhale, we'll come down onto all fours and then make our way around, bringing the legs straight out in front of you. Find your sit bones here, so adjusting your natural cushioning. Just come at an angle. Sitting up nice and tall. Again, toes draw towards you. Inhale and reach up, and exhale, really lengthen out over your legs as much as you can. And then once you've lengthened your spine to its max, then relax over. Let your hands just fall where they fall. Let your head and your neck relax. And again, it's as if those heels are trying to draw back into the hips, while the hips try and reach in the opposite direction. In our Paschimottanasana, On an inhale, slowly come on up. And we're going to bend the knees and slowly make our way down onto our backs. All right. So from your back with the knees bent, bring the right leg up and cross that foot over the left thigh, just above the knee. And just bring you can stay here if that's enough, or bring that left foot up and wrap the hands either around the thigh or the shin in Sukirandrasana, your figure four stretch. Make sure you flex the right foot and just explore. Do you want to use the right elbow to help guide that right knee open away from the torso? keep that elbow relaxed. Do you want to try and draw your left leg closer or move it a bit further away? When you're ready, keep the shape as you release your keep the shape as you release your left foot back to the floor, release your hands, and then with this shape, take the right knee over to the floor. So that right foot is still gently pressing on that left leg just above the knee, kind of guiding that knee down and away to get more of a stretch back here into the piriformis or left glute. When you're ready, on an inhale, come back through center. Keep this shape again as you take the legs to the other side. So this time the sole of the right foot comes to the floor. And again, you can gently press that knee away. Whenever you're ready, just go ahead and uncross those legs, tucking the knees up, maybe scooting the hips back off to the right a little bit, and just let the arms relax into a T. Turning to face the opposite direction of your knees, if that feels okay. And then when you're ready, engage the belly to protect the back as you slowly bring the right knee up, and then the left, and bring the right foot to the floor, crossing the left foot over. Flexing the left foot, and if you want more, lifting the right leg up off the floor. So again, explore. This is your time. You want to find the best movement, the best stretch for your body. So don't feel the need to be static. Just because you're holding a stretch, you can still be adjusting and exploring with your body all throughout. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and bring that right foot back to the floor, keeping this figure 4 shape as you take the left knee down to the floor on the left side. So again, just using that left foot to provide some gentle pressure to guide that right knee slightly down and away to get a deeper stretch along here and back into the outside of the right hip. Go ahead and come back up to center when you're ready, keeping that shape as you come to the other side. So the sole of the left foot comes to the floor. Arms are relaxed wherever you'd like, and maybe you gently press that left knee more open. Listening to yourself. When you're ready, you can uncross those legs, stacking the knees, maybe slide the hips back to the left, and just relax into a twist to finish up. Feel free to look back off to the left, but maybe you'd like to close your eyes. And then whenever you're ready, again, engage those abs, slowly bring the left knee up, and then the right, and then once again, hug the knees into the chest. Maybe you'd like to take them in little circles to release that lower back a bit. Make sure to do a couple in each direction. And then come back to center, squeezing those knees towards the chest. And then release a little bit and take them wider, so squeeze them more towards the armpits. And just pause there briefly. And then go ahead and release, bringing the feet to the floor. Take them towards the edges of your mat and just let your knees knock together. You can relax your arms wherever they're comfortable and feel free to stay here or extend the legs all the way out, whatever feels best for your back. And just relax your belly and take a couple of slow, deep breaths as you take your mind down into your legs and notice how they feel. Notice how they feel after moving and stretching, and give them a chance to release all feeling of effort. Let them feel as if they were wet spaghetti noodles, cooked noodles, just lying on the floor. If I were to try and pick up a leg, it would just flop back down. Getting that beautiful, precious time to just rest. And feel free to stay with your Shavasana as long as you'd like. Whenever you're ready to get going, you can make your way back up to sit. And thank you for sharing that time with me. Namaste.